Hello friends and strangers, it's Justin here, and today we're going to be playing some Civ 6 Gathering Storm. And yes, finally doing it, finally making the first YouTube video of me playing a video game. And so let's see how this goes. I have some good ideas for all of this, don't you worry. This will be pretty fun. So we're just going to start up a new game here, and I think for this we're gonna do something that I've had in mind as a clever little playthrough. We're going to go with Rome. So we will be playing as Trajan, who was one of the Roman emperors that was actually born in what would become Spain. And Trajan's a really interesting emperor. Probably, unless you know a lot about Rome, you probably haven't heard him before you experienced Civ 6, but he was known as one of the 5 good emperors that basically led Rome to a lot of prosperity. The largest empire that Rome ever had was under Trajan's rule. So he's a really interesting leader to play as, and he's got a couple of really cool traits that are specific to him and Rome. And most importantly, all cities start with an additional city center building, so they get a monument in the ancient era, and that's really important now that city loyalty is a big thing. It also comes with all roads lead to Rome, so all cities that you found within your capital city automatically get a road attached to it, and all trade routes earn an extra bit of gold. They get the Roman Legion, basically a really cool swordsman unit that can build Roman forts. They get an upgraded aqueduct, which gives extra housing and provides an amenity if it's next to geothermal fissures. Extra housing, as I said, a really cool civ to play as. We have the historic game speed mod enabled, which pretty much lengthens the game. It pretty much just tinkers with the production time so that it takes less time to build buildings and train units. So you really get to enjoy each era a bit more. Like when I'm playing vanilla Civ, I kind of think it's just like such a rush going from one era to the next. The historic mod just slows the game down a little bit and allows you to enjoy a lot of different things. We will be playing on a map that they just added a couple of months ago, and it's called the Terra map, which basically all civilization starts on the largest continent, and there are other continents spread out throughout the globe that pretty much just have city-states, barbarians inhabiting them. So it's kind of a sort of realistic setting for how civilizations developed on Earth. Like you had civilizations in Europe, Asia, North Africa, Indian subcontinent, and then as time progresses, they eventually move on, expand out towards the America and the New World, and they come in contact with the indigenous peoples of those continents. And yeah, it makes for a more realistic playthrough than what the continents map gives you, while also not being as predictable as like Earth or Earth true start location. Because then basically, if you know geography, it becomes just really easy to play the game. So we're gonna go with Terra, and of course we're just gonna make it a huge map, an enormous map for 12 players. Let's get this thing started.
From the first stirrings of life beneath water, to the great beasts of the Stone Age, to man taking his first upright steps, you have come far. Now begins your greatest quest. From this early cradle of civilization on towards the stars. Cast your net wide, O Trajan, Emperor of mighty Rome. Your legions stand at the ready to march out and establish the largest empire the world has ever seen. If you can truly get all roads to lead to Rome, yours will be an empire of great riches and luxuries. Surely then our citizens will proclaim you as their best ruler, the Optimus Princeps.
I really like Sean Bean in this game. Kind of reminds me of just like the chill, laid-back narration that Leonard Nimoy provided in Civ 4. I don't think the quotes they give you when you research technology or civic are as good as the ones back from Civ 4, but I do think Sean Bean does a terrific job with his voice acting in this game. Alright, so we are in the game and we have our first look at Earth. Here is Earth, or what is our version of Earth. And yeah, a decent start. There's definitely a lot of resources nearby. If you didn't notice on the setup screen, we're playing on Prince difficulty, which is the normal, we'll just call it the normal difficulty. So we've got some crab, deer, cattle, wine out over there, and some silk earlier on. So this is a good location for a first city. I don't really like the swamp that's right next door, but I'm willing to deal with it. And then we also have some desert, which is not good now, but hopefully by the late portion of the game it can prove beneficial. So here we go. Because we settled on the coast, we got a little boost to researching sailing. And really quickly, we're just going to Latinize this a little bit. So you are Roma. Yeah, I have a certain affinity to Rome, probably because I come from a mostly Italian background. So I like Rome, Italy, Romance languages. I'm a big fan of languages, I'm somewhat of a linguophile. Like, I like learning different languages, and the really cool thing about all the Romance languages is if you know one of them, it's really easy to learn a lot of them. And if you know any one of them, you can kind of like backwards learn Latin from it, which is something I try to do in my spare time. So we have Rome, and we have all this nice luxuries, and I think I know what we're gonna have to do first to get this city going. So let's just go for animal husbandry first. That way we can build a pasture, build a camp, get the 2 resources that are right next to the city, and then I might go for pottery after that, just because that allows me to get and then after that I might go for astrology, because I want to get faith up pretty early on. I might not found a religion, but I at least want to start generating some faith, because if you can get a reliable source of faith coming in, you can then also recruit great people a lot easier. So let's go with animal husbandry first, and with our warrior, let's just move him out into the desert. And as you can see, we have selected a warrior for production, because barbarians in this game, they are annoying. I really like it. At first I didn't, because it made... I wasn't so used to barbarians being this aggressive when Civ 6 first came out, but the more times I play through it, and especially now that I have the historical era mod enabled to like just slow down individual errors a bit, it's a lot easier to build up your military without sacrificing other aspects of your civilization. So on to turn 2, and we are still in the middle of the desert. And we've got our first floodplains discovered. Hooray! Time keeps moving along. Let's just follow this river, the Akona Desert and the Po River. I really like how things are named now. That's just a small immersion bonus to this game as well. I think that was added only after Gathering Storm, but a great little addition. More of the coast, some more bonus resources in this sea. I want to see if I can try and find a goodie hut, because those are always nice little bonuses, but if I can't, no big deal. Let's just keep searching the fringe areas of this desert. Doesn't seem to be anything really around here. No goodie huts, just a whole bunch of nothing. This is a strange map early on. And that means we've completed our second warrior down in Rome. Let's cross the Arno. And this guy, let's just have him moving down south a little bit. I'm gonna get another warrior going, because it's never a bad thing to have arms nearby, because like I said, the barbarians are coming. Hey, and there they are now. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Got some tornadoes up there, but they just seem to have gone away. Just have this guy explore a little bit more. Ooh, some good fertile land down there. That could be a fun place to go. And we've got a goodie hut up north somewhere as well. Alright, so our first goodie hut. Let's see what we get. Move in here. Ooh, +1 to population. That's not the best, but already we're at a population of 3. Let's see what is being worked here. The computers decided to work the silk. So I think it's a good idea. It gives us a bonus to culture. Could be making more food, but I think for right now I'm good, because the extra production I'm getting is a good thing. I tend not to really micromanage how the game distributes what tiles are being worked, but like, you know, sometimes something is really obvious that it should be worked, but for some reason the game just thinks, oh, you would be a lot better off if you did this instead, and I'm just like, no, you're wrong. Stop trying to make me lose. And now he's at a turn, so he can just skip. And down here we can follow this river, which is the River of Eden. I wonder if there's a garden at the end of it. We've got our first barbarian warrior. You can move there, and we'll just fortify in case they attack. In 2 turns we'll get Code of Laws, so we can take the perk that allows us to get more strength when fighting barbarians. And I think I'm also going to go for urban planning, just to get production up a little bit more. And yes, these guys just did charge right into a reinforced unit. That's I don't think that's the best tactic they could have taken there. I'm just gonna fall back a little bit, because that slinger, if he crosses the river, then 2 against 1, not good odds.
It is not wisdom, but authority that makes a law.
And yeah, we can take that perk. That'll get everything going up. We will go for the extra production, confirm everything. Fantastic. These guys can start heading back down to the south. And this guy can fortify until... let's see if they charge again. Oh, first we have to take a civic. That would very much help get the game moving along again. You're gonna go for foreign trade because you get +2 gold from trade routes. It lets you build trade routes. So overall, probably the most beneficial thing. And yes, indeed, here come the slingers. And here come those guys charging right into me like a bunch of knuckleheads. Probably should bring that guy back towards Rome. And yeah, we got some reinforcements coming as well. I'm gonna get my first builder going. I think I'm pretty set as far as my military for now. This guy's kind of trapped. But if I move my guys around correctly, it should stop him from taking too much damage. Yeah, let's see if that works. So they throw some rocks. These guys charge in like Rambo again. And, ooh, well, it was close. Give them that, but ultimately a failure. And now you guys can charge in. Hit them over the head. That's great. And let's just get this guy out of harm's way. That way he can't get attacked by the slinger there. You just keep moving downhill. There's a barbarian encampment up there, and I know there's gotta be someone down over here-ish. They throw their rocks again. Not much damage because they are already very weak. Ooh, and another tribal village. Terrific. You can heal up. You just take care of these guys so they go away. And have a nice day. Good start. Good start to this game. Haven't met anyone yet, so that's a little bit disappointing. But a lot of space to expand into. And I really hope they didn't plop me on the continent where there's like no one else. Like, I know it's a huge world, but there's gotta be someone around here. That village just gave me a boost to riding. That's terrific. You can heal up. So we've got our first builder down, and we are one turn away from being able to work these tiles, so you can just skip your turn. We'll get back to you in a second. Since there's no one else around me, I'm gonna build a scout, get him going, see if we can find any wonders, or see if there are any city-states or any civs, or just anyone at all, because, yeah, first 20 turns or so, just been me, myself,
if there are no
and a couple of,
then when I die,
couple of barbarians.
I want to go where they went.
So we've got animal husbandry. That's terrific. This guy can continue looking for this barbarian camp, and yep. This guy going over here. You can build a pasture. Fantastic. Horseback riding increases. This guy's back to full health, so I guess he should join the search as well, and we'll just keep this guy guarding Rome for the time being. Now, where do I want to go next? Pottery wouldn't really be useful right now, because, yeah, I can build a granary and get local festivities, but it's pretty much just not worth it right now, because there's no wheat or rice for me to harvest. Well, there's rice there, but we're a bit away from getting over there. So I think I'm gonna go for astrology, so I can get a holy site down, can start getting a little bit of faith, and I think after that I'll go for sailing.
Nos somos Felipe, rey de España y Portugal. Empero, por encima de todo, somos fieles devotos de la única y verdadera religión.
So we've just met King Philip of Spain. Spain is a interesting civ in this game. They are very much a religious civ, and they can be not the nicest of neighbors. They like to get their missionaries in there, convert your cities, and then if that doesn't work, they'll just try and take you over. So they can be a little bit of a dick. Let's see how they are on this playthrough. I also really like how during all of the scenes where you meet and interact with civilizations, they actually speak the language that they should be speaking, or at least what we think the language should have sounded like. Like with Spanish, it's pretty much just modern day Spanish, even though different parts of history, languages have not sounded the same as they do today. With some of the ancient civilizations, it's kind of just like what we think it would have sounded like, but it's still cool. It's just one of those little immersion things that I think Civ 6 nailed perfectly. So I thought there was going to be a barbarian camp somewhere in there. There has not been one yet, which is strange. This guy can go and build that camp next turn. And seeing as how we're just 2 turns away from getting a scout, I'm gonna pull back these warriors and just have them closer to Roma. This guy, however, can still continue his expedition down south, see if he can find that camp. And we have our first natural disaster of the game, a gradient dust storm. Set him to alert and then bring you up north to the pasture. And we have our scout unit. We know Spain is probably somewhere off in this direction. I guess they could be to the south as well. I'm gonna send this scout along the coast. See what he can find there. And yeah, kind of disappointed that there are no barbarians down there. That, I could have swore I saw someone spawn there earlier. Now this is the first, kind of tough decision I have this game. Do I want to keep building the army, or do I want to start expanding? I'm going to go for another, actually, I don't have a slinger yet. I'm going to build a slinger. Get some ranged units there, and we have a new civ.
Mátyás vagyok. Én vagyok Magyarországnak királya. Ellenségim ostora, az igaz híveknek védelmezője. Üdvözöllek.
I'm sorry, I don't speak Hungarian, so I did not understand any of that at all. I think he wants to be friends. So yeah, come to our city. We don't have wine yet, but we will eventually. That's right over there. Ooh, and a goody hut appears along this river valley. So Matthias has brought us fine lace, a crossbow, ooh, and am I saying this correct? I apologize if I mispronounce this. Paprikash, made from his own family's recipe. That is so sweet of him. Thank you very much. Your delegation is indeed welcome. And this goody hut. Oh, we found the barbarians. I found them, guys. They're right here. They don't look happy. That goody hut gave me 20 faith, so that's nice. That's very, very helpful. And yep, we can build the pasture there. And now that we've built everything, let's see what the game thought was the right move. So they have invested in that pasture, the hunting, the campsite, and they've also gone with that site. You know what? Only 2 turns until we grow. I'm fine with that for now. I'm really curious to see what the fourth tile they end up working is.
Pachakutih inka yupankip chimpampika chikanki. Napaikuwaini kita inkapach yanapawaini kitapas. Chaskinkim.
And we've just met the Inca, which are a new civ to the Gathering Storm. It is an honor to meet you. I haven't played with the Inca yet, but I find it really cool how they can travel through the mountains, which you used to be able to do as recently as Civ 3. I think you could actually move units on mountains, and then ever since then you couldn't. So I do think it's pretty cool how they can travel through mountains, if not on them exactly. And yeah, let's exchange info on Kappa. Ooh, he is far away. How did you end up here? Did you guys get lost? I feel like you got very, very lost. It's saying this would be a stalemate. I'm gonna need reinforcements for this, because I think, yeah, this guy is just gonna end up causing me a lot of problems. And I'm just gonna move here. That way it takes this guy a little bit while longer to actually be able to shoot at that guy. And this guy just made a terrible mistake crossing the river into the swamp. That is a rookie mistake. Because there's a warrior here that's just gonna whack him right over the head. You idiots. And now that your city is unprotected, we're just gonna run in here and hit you over the head. So I think we're in a pretty good place as far as our military goes right now. We're gonna go for a settler right here and get a second city down, because there is a lot of space for us to expand to. I'm thinking we go somewhere down here. We've got a lot of rice. This is a very, very fertile land over by the River Eden. So yeah, I think it's a good place to go. That's calling that a stalemate, so I'm just gonna rest up, not get too stupid there. Let's just finish these guys off really quickly, and then we'll promote them next turn. That'll be great. And third barbarian killed. That means we get a boost to researching bronze working. Very important tech. Some more very fertile grasslands over there. This is a nice place to grow an empire. I personally think you'd be really stupid not to always take battle cry. Like, there's really no reason to take tortoise unless, you know, you're faced with like 3 ranged units that are like right next to you, and you know they're going to attack you, and you just need the protection absolutely. Unless that's the case, just go for battlecry, because you just get the bonus to all ranged and melee units. And this guy can go into the hills, and we'll move him a little bit further north.
Bom dia. É uma honra conhecê-lo pessoalmente. Parece que mentes brilhantes se atraem.
And we've met Pedro II of Brazil, which is strange because whenever I run into him, I always think it's Portugal, but no, Portugal isn't in this game, and that's a little sad because I think Portugal deserves to be in Civ 6, and we haven't had him yet, which is a shame. But Brazil is nice too because it gives you a very different way of playing the game, especially in the later ages. So yeah, it's an honor to meet you, and I would love to go to Brazil. And Philip II has brought me churros, which are delicious, so you are definitely welcome. Let's get up onto this hill. See everything up here. Ooh, it's a nice little area. Some cows and some horses. Yeah, that is exactly where I think... ooh, that is Spain. I thought it was Portugal. That is Spain. I thought for a moment it would be, Brazil, but apparently that's where Spain is. And now that this guy is over here, you can attack him. We can all just gang up on this outpost, clear it out. And you're dead, and your camp has been raided as well. Oh, okay. So I found Brazil. It was nowhere near where I thought it was. Sorry. It's right there, which means... yeah, they might have their eye on this, area of the map as well. This is a decent area. You got bananas, rice, some stone, spices. That right there might be where we put our next city. That would be a great spot. And unfortunately, we've run into a barbarian quadrium, which is not good because that's a ranged naval unit, and these units frustrate me because they will just batter any of your units that get too close to the shore. So hopefully this doesn't hurt too badly, but I imagine it will. Oh, that's it. Go out. Go out. Swim to them. Swim to them and take them down. Do it. I know you can do it, Hungary. Nope, nope, you just got shot. I had too much faith. Oh no, this is a bad day for Hungary, and you just hate to see it. Probably should back off from Brazil a little bit here, lest they start to think I want to take them over already. That would be not so much of a good idea right now, because I have plans for this playthrough. And I'll get to them in a little bit. Just fortify this unit up there. You can go on to alert, and let's just get this guy returning a little bit closer to home. And now we've got our second settler, and yep, as I expected, the advisor says you should put a city down in the spot that would make for an awesome city. And we'll get a second builder going as well, that way we can improve some of these tiles down here.
Every nation lives by exchanging.
So we've got foreign trade unlocked. That's a good thing to have. You have caravanserais, which gives you +2 gold for all trade routes, and you can build ancient classical naval units better. But I think right now, until we've gotten the barbarian situation handled, I think I'm fine with urban planning and discipline. And now that that side of the map has been mostly worked out, let's just send this guy over here. It'll take him quite a while, but it'll be worth it. And we need a new civic, so let's just go for early. Ooh. It would take a long time, 56 turns. It hasn't been boosted yet, though. We need a population of 6 to just get it, like, knocked down a little bit. And we're nowhere close to getting a population 6 for our civ yet. Yeah, let's just go with craftsmanship, faster builders, and better production for military units.
Pensiat venguts alla cor d'Alienu, duchessa d'Aquitania, reina consorts de Franza ed Anglaterra, Giugiairets d'amor. Carlos Novas did?
That is a really interesting language she is speaking, and I'm not sure what it is. It might be... I don't even want to guess, but it's a Romance language, but it's not Spanish, and it's not French, and it's not Portuguese. It's just sort of mixture of all of them. Yeah, I dislike Eleanor of Aquitaine because I always forget which Civ she is actually. Is this the English one or the French one? Because there's two of them, and they basically aren't too different, aside from like the secondary bonuses they get. But yeah, whichever one you are, whether it's you or your twin, it's nice to meet you. Let's see where you live. It is the English one because they live in London. Makes sense to me. And our settler arrives in the city location, so let's build this baby. And Antium has been founded in the year 2360 before the Common Era. And I think right away, we're just gonna go, yep, I think right away, we're just gonna go for the warrior. As you can see, the road is already built because we're within trading distance to Rome, so a nice little added advantage of that. And a second builder has been developed. We can send him down over to that pasture. Get that wood. There's going to be a pasture there. I'm just gonna call it a pasture because I know it's gonna happen. We're making 2 gold per turns. It's gonna be close, but let's get the warrior built. We are running a little low on gold, so I think after astrology, it might not be a bad idea to take. Yeah, it might not be a bad idea after that to take a pottery. With the historical era mod, there is a really cool project called Local Festivities that basically just provide you gold and amenities while you're building it, which is a good way to sustain your economy in the early parts of the game.
Leftaru che leftaru. Pumapuche feyentunyeneu. Eimika femaimi.
So we've met Lautaro, the Swift Hawk of the Mapuche civilization, and yeah, he is very much a militaristic civilization. So I expect, yeah, thanks for the introduction. We have no time for further pleasantries. And he wants to set up a delegation. He's bringing me cloth, and I'm assuming that's some kind of local food. I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know the Mapuche civilization all that well. I'm assuming that's food, and I'm sure it is delicious, but we already have cloth. In fact, we don't just have cloth. We have silk, so we're probably better than you. I'm sorry. Build that pasture, and then we'll send him down to Antium. Although there's nothing he can do yet in Antium, but when there is stuff to do, he will be very useful down there. And we now have 6 people in our civilization, which is, yeah, a lot sooner than I expected. Got a barbarian camp there, but I think this guy's pretty safe for now, so we're just gonna keep exploring up north. Stay to the west of that mountain range, though. And the Inca have brought me a delegation with alpaca wool and turquoise. Wow, that is very, very nice of them. Yeah, in fact, I'm thinking of taking a trip to the Inca civilization myself. I'll pack a bag right now. And this guy still wants to come into our city, but no. Nope, just no. Got another warrior incoming, and now we're up to just 1 gold per turn, which isn't great. But I think we're in pretty good shape as far as our army goes for the time being. So, let's get a trader going. So I think what I'm gonna have this trader do is it's a pretty safe route, but I don't know if there are any barbarians down here. What I'm thinking is just send the trader down through Antium to Rio, and get a trade network started up that way. And Eleanor of Aquitaine of England says that she has crystal vases, wine, truffles, and troubadours to enliven the court. That sounds lovely. You're also welcome into the city. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. But that will wrap it up for now, guys. And here's my plan. Here's my plan. Before we go, here's the plan. Here's what I'm expecting on this run-through. I'm going to try and win the game as Rome with a diplomatic victory, which pretty much means need to rack up diplomatic points by participating in world emergencies when the World Congress pops up, proposing sensible proposals during the World Conference, the World Congress meetings. It's something that I think will be a fun playthrough because Rome has a great army, so we should have no problem just like saying, oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't invade this weak civ because we are mighty, and we should be able to get a lot of points that way. And because Rome is just a good all-around solid civ in the early game, it's really easy to just be able to set yourself up with a decent empire by the time you get to the Middle Ages, where you don't have to do a lot of conquering later on in the game. You can kind of just sit back and then either go for a science route or a diplomatic route, which is what we're going to be focusing on, or a culture route. There's a lot you can do with Rome once you get past the early part of the game. Like the first probably 200 turns or so are just going to be, you know, big focus on faith and finding iron and getting these guys upgraded to legionnaires. Once that happens, you can sort of conquer any of your nearby enemies, and then once you've dealt with that, you're in a good position for the rest of the game. So that's what I'm going to do on this playthrough. Hope you enjoy it. Leave a comment if you do. Tell me what you don't enjoy. We'll try and fix it. Thanks for watching. This is Justin. This is Civ 6 Gathering Storm. And this is all for now.